Welcome to Beck's Bug Out Survivor, and this is the 50 litre Cadet Patrol Pack. It's in MTP, it's part of a series I'm doing where I look at MTP kit. We've had a look at the webbing. This here is the 50 litre. Could have gone down the road of a sleeping bag. I could have gone down the road of a bivvy as well. But what I want to do is try something quite different, and there's no reason it shouldn't work. QR buckle, adjustable, and adjustable shoulder straps, both sides here. Just loosen the pressure off. 50 litres, this is the kind of size you're going to get. So I needed something better than a sleeping bag and a bivvy for this. Although 50 litres will accommodate a good size sleeping bag and bivvy though. I've gone with a fishing suit. I've tested it out just for a few hours and boy, warm, windproof, waterproof. Might not even need a Gore-Tex bivvy, and I probably will go with a basher, although it is windproof, waterproof. It's just a case of putting it on and getting down on the ground. So there's no roll mat currently on mine. This side here contains a secondary sleep system, which is the Snugpak top and bottom layer. This side, MTP basher. I've added on the Combat UK hip belt, but this is how it comes standard. Easy enough to slip one of these on, and it has the MOLLE attachments, so I can carry a water pouch on the hip rather than a bladder on the back. Not much in the way of a MOLLE on the front here. Top and bottom, I've got shock cord to house the mats, but all in all, it's not too bad. Looking at it from the top, it has the waterproof pocket to the quick release bottles, QR. Decent size snow hood on it here. First thing out for me are these, which we're going to have a look at the end of the episode, are the Mutlocks. And I've teamed them up with the Royal Marines Arctic tent booties, but that would be my footwear in there. So it would be boots off and these on, and I've tested these. It was about 3 degrees I think at the time. Toasty warm, absolutely no cold feet. Pair of, obviously. I've relaced them to suit how I think I need them for the night. And it's the Tracker Combi, a 2-piece system, which is a salopette to wear on the bottom half and a top half, which is jacket. Now all this together is enough. First thing for me is the salopettes, a pair of trousers that come all the way, covers up all the kidney section and organs round the back. Part of the central core that you need to keep warm. Tracker Combi suit, this is a bit old now. I've had it a while. Velcro all the way down here. Decent size zip. Now fishing stuff can sometimes be on par with ex-surplus military. Very, very durable, very tough. Lasts you a long time. So although it has the Velcro and the zip to widen this area here where the foot goes, I'll definitely be removing my boots. It makes it a lot easier. It's not quite wide enough to get the boot through, depending on what boot you've got, but I've only got small hiking boots on. It's no problem because I'm going to put the Mutlocks on anyway. And I wish I had my ground pad to film this. Comes with braces or your suspender belt if you're in the US. One in there, get the other leg in, and I'm trying to do this and keep my sock off the wet ground. Zip up, put the Velcro over, and then the braces up round the back, over the shoulder and clipped in to QR buttons, one and the other. Now if I was out for the evening, I'd be dressed how I would for the evening. Wool jumper and norgie, then this bivvy suit. And just to keep myself out of the wind, give myself some dry space for admin, I've got a basher anyway. But if I remove the other sleep suit, which is my summer sleep suit by Snugpak, I think it's by Snugpak anyway, that would give me space to put a small stove and a cook system. So 50 litres plenty for a winterised unit. And the jacket part is nothing more than a jacket, very, very heavy duty. It has a quilted lining, and it also has this fleece here, which can be unzipped to create a jacket that you can wear, but mine is zipped up and incorporated into the system. Just test out the hood and get the zip all the way up, so no wind can get down my neck and chill that part. Velcro that up, and a couple of drawer toddles. You can see this one a little better, just to tighten it around the hood section here. And I've got my double wool hat on as well. So the additional support system, a couple of pairs of Arctic socks, Royal Marine Arctic socks. Love these. So I can have a nice dry pair for when I get into camp. 2 pairs, one as an additional pair to the mutlocks, pair to change into either in the morning or when I get to camp if they have wet feet. Gloves, because I'm going to be very exposed all evening if I haven't got a bivvy. And in my gloves, now these are half glove, half mitten, because remember, every element will be exposed to the wind. Put them over, and mine's teamed up again, additional mittens, the Gore-Tex mitten, sharpshooter mitten there, trigger finger not required, but you get the gist. I don't want extremities going cold, feet, hands. These are the places that can be overlooked for a winter ground system. You know, it's the first thing to go on my toes and fingers, well before the inner core. In fact, that's how it works. Your body will maintain all the core temperature and subtract any blood from fingers, toes, extremities like your ears, and it will keep all that blood in your heart. It's a safety mechanism that nature's created. Fantastic. But it does leave extremities cold, and they're easy enough to warm up with rapid exercise. Okay, just the mutlocks now. So a roll mat is a must, a winterised roll mat at that, with all the reflectors, and double up on your insulation. 1 pad, no, 2 pads. Get them down, reflector underneath. Then the basher, then what I'm wearing inside, windproof. I can just curl up, mutlocks on, and I'll show you this 2-part system. We've had a look at these already. These are my little tent boot liners, British Army mutlocks I call them, and it has a really endurable surface there, and it used to have, I don't know if it still has, yeah, really thick, deep insoles. There is my finger, show you how deep they are, and it's similar to a styrofoam. And this sole here, I can even take out if I needed to and pop inside my jacket and keep it warm that way until I'm ready for bed, and put a warm insole back inside, and then slip the tent booty inside my mutlock, and mine I'm just going to tie up These are very, very cosy. So in the middle of the night, if I need to get up for anything, it does have quite a good sole that I can actually walk in. These are really, really comfy, cosy. Remember, I've only got a pair of socks, the tent booties, and then mutlocks or snow over boots. System as it is was tested right down to about 3 degrees, and the only thing letting it down was the actual ground system, the pad itself, which I've addressed. So the pad is quite a bulky thing, obviously, for the winter. On this one, I actually have the bivy suit salopettes on the inside, but at the moment, just sat here, I can tell you I feel a lot more comfortable with the mutlock being on the outside of the bivy suit, and that's just sat here for 2 minutes. So let's have a look at the entire system now. I'm just ready to bed down. It only takes a minute or two to put on. I don't need a bivy bag, and I certainly don't need a sleeping bag. I should be warm enough in a British UK winter. So just the glove section to put on. My glove section is or mittens. These are well worth a purchase. Your Gore-Tex mittens, by the way. They actually have a fleece liner on the inside. Never had cold hands in these. And it's always my hands that go first. I'll probably end up putting the bivy suit down over these, something like that. There isn't a tightening system on the sleeve like a Velcro. I also have that snug pack to go underneath this. Might not be required. I'm going to have to test all this out. I would take it with me on my first winter overnight. Nice and warm at the moment, but it's going to get cold. Now the entire pack weight is not incredibly lightweight, and it's not incredibly heavy either. I've got 11.6 kilos, and all that without a tent or a sleeping bag. It's pretty good. Now I don't know how many inches there are to a pound. You'll have to do your own calculations if you're in the US, or I could just work it out for you and put it in the caption here. That's lazy of you. You should do that yourself. 11.6 kilos. So it's not a bad weight. It's not a brilliant weight either, but it's a good weight for winter. So I've gone with this for a winter bivvy camp just because I am so sick and tired of sleeping bags. They either work for you or they don't. You can get a really good sleeping bag, and if you're happy with that sleeping bag, I would stay with it. I'm not the luckiest when it comes to sleeping bags. I can find fault in a Saint, but the sleeping bags I've got, including the MWS sleep system, I've found fault with the drafts and some of the baffles and things like that. It has got me thinking I'd rather just make my own sleeping bag and build it the way I want, including the insulation I need. I'm not going to zip any of this up. It just gets rolled up, placed inside, plenty of room, get it shoved right down the bottom. Mutlocks, I could put down the bottom of the boat. I've chosen not to because this sole here can sometimes stick in my back if I haven't got that hip kidney belt around the waist. Nearly done. If I needed to evade or evacuate very, very quickly, as you can see, all I do is stand up and I don't need to pack anything. I can move quickly with it on. But even if I need to pack it away, it doesn't take too long at all. No longer than packing a sleeping bag into here. So there's a few people that are going to want to pack their sleeping bags into stuff sacks and carry them either on top of the Bergens or underneath. It's not a requirement to, but that's just personal choice there. This, I don't put these in stuff sack. I actually use the pack itself as the stuff sack. Now on one side of the actual Cadet Bergen is not a bad sized pocket at all. Just put my glasses back on. Where I carry additional clothing. That's the micro fleece snug pack top or intermediate layer. The trouser section. Now this is just a whole sleep system in itself that I would use for a summer and spring camp, and the actual buffalo jacket itself. So imagine combining the snug pack buffalo system and the tracker combi together. As you can see, it all fits just into 50 litres. So it's a doable system. Whether I'd want to wear it all, it would have to be bitter, ice, bitter weather. Certainly minus 20, minus 30. And that's a comfortable, warm sleep. Sleeping bags have a habit of saying the sleeping bag minus 20. Well, let me tell you something. That is its extreme environment temperature rating. And anyone who has got into a PAT 90 DOS bag and got in that even fully dressed, you'll freeze your ass off. You really, really will. It's just its survival rating. You'll wake up alive, but it won't be comfortable. This system is designed to be as warm as you can all night without any cold at all. And that can only work if your insulation is tight on you. And a sleep suit is far better, I think, than a bivvy and a sleeping bag. But we're going to have a look at some temperature ratings of sleeping bags in another episode, and I'll show you how to cheat the system. Right then. And I can get it all into 50 litres as well, minus of course the sleep pad, which would usually go either on the back underneath or at the top of this, but that is still in development. We've got 11.6 kilos including the basher, the snug pack, the combi, and that's about it. Now sure, you're going to get a sleeping bag into 50 litres and a bivvy bag also, and with some spare clothing, jog pants, etc. You're going to be pretty warm. But you've got to remember that the ratings on the sleeping bags are extreme temperatures, not comfort ratings. Warmth and comfort all the way for me, and that's what I've got here. So I'm off to put the roll pad on this. I've already got the basher in. I'm going to take out the little mini sleep suit from Snugpak and put a stove in there instead. The water goes in a pouch on the belt here. I've got the molly for it, so I can have 2 litres, a cook system and everything if I just take the Snugpak sleep system out, which is great for spring and summer. I don't ever use sleeping bags until winter, but now I might not use a sleeping bag at all. So until next time, take care of yourself. This is how you can get away with a winter system as a wearable.